Good morning, everybody. Welcome to week 2 of our virtual distance learning. I hope you all had a fantastic week 1 and had a good weekend of relaxation and staying safe. Last week's assignments were basically there to help you navigate through the different features that the online textbook provides for you, as well as to ensure that you're able to get onto the Big Ideas assignments through your white app for Big Ideas, because that is where most of our assignments are going to come from moving forward. I'm going to try to mix it up a little bit this week. We're going to do notes like we're used to, where I will be writing the notes through this video and you will write them with me. And if you have any questions at any time, feel free to jot those down while you're watching the video, and you can reach out to me through email or through Google Classroom. We're going to kind of backpedal a little bit. I know we started talking about quadrilaterals before spring break, but that seems like that was forever ago. So let's go ahead and do a little refresher on the quadrilaterals. So this week we're going to work on 12.4 and 12.5, and then that will actually end chapter 12. I'm still not sure how summatives are going this quarter. So right now, don't worry about that. What we're looking for is participation and making sure that you guys are understanding the material. I know this is a whole different new thing. It's new for all of us, and we'll just work through it together. And you know that I will answer any questions that you may have. Okay, so let's start looking at let's see, we have 6 different types of quadrilaterals. You should all have this in your notebook. And so if you do not have your notebook available, please go ahead and pause this video and go get that now. So we'll go ahead and get started. You should have this form glued into your notebook. We started to talk about quadrilaterals. We all know that a quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides. And what we have to do here is classify these quadrilaterals kind of like we did with the triangles. So as you see, there are 6 different types of quadrilaterals here. Now, you have the quadrilateral up top. And this particular quadrilateral is just a 4-sided shape, or a 4-sided polygon, that does not fit into any of these 6 different types of quadrilaterals. So if you do ever come across a quadrilateral that does not meet the requirements of either of these or any of these 6 different ones named below, then you would just classify it as simply a quadrilateral. However, when you are identifying a quadrilateral, you need to use the name that is the most specific. So, for example, the quadrilateral breaks off into these three quadrilaterals. You have a kite, a parallelogram, and a trapezoid. Well, the parallelogram breaks into 3 more different shapes. So basically, once we get down into it, these 3 shapes here are all parallelograms. But when you are identifying a quadrilateral, you need to come up with the most specific identification. So real quick, briefly, I know you all know how to read, but I just want to make sure you are seeing the differences between these different quadrilaterals. Okay, so a trapezoid is a quadrilateral that has exactly 1 pair of parallel sides. It might be hard to see on your sheet, but this is also in your textbook. I pulled this right from your textbook. The 2 things I highlighted right there are actually arrows pointing in the same direction. And what those arrows signify is parallel lines. That means those 2 lines are parallel to each other. So a trapezoid is a quadrilateral that has 1 pair of parallel sides only. That's the only thing that's going to signify that it's a trapezoid. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with opposite sides that are parallel and congruent. So you can see that has one arrow and that has one arrow. Those two sides are parallel to each other and they are opposite each other. So the other two sides have two arrows showing that the top and the bottom are the parallel lines. They're parallel to each other. So they're opposite and they're parallel. And then not only do they need to have opposite parallel sides, but they have to have opposite congruent sides. So that's when you see the tick marks. So that has two tick marks, that has two tick marks. And then the two sides have, let's go white, have one tick mark. So I'm sorry about the highlighting, but I'm hoping you get the idea if you're following along. Parallelograms have opposite sides that are parallel and congruent. So a kite is a quadrilateral that has two pairs of congruent adjacent sides and opposite sides that are not congruent. So that one, this is where it gets tricky. You want to practice these and make notes of what the different specifications are. So if you remember from the last couple sections when we talked about adjacent, adjacent means that they are next to each other. So you can see that these two sides connect at a point, they connect at a vertex, they are adjacent. So that's one pair of congruent adjacent sides because we know that they're congruent because they both have two tick marks. We know that they're adjacent because they connect at a vertex. Now the other, what did I do? Yellow? No, I did white for that one. The one tick marks, those two sides are parallel and they also connect at a vertex, so they are also adjacent. So two pairs of congruent adjacent sides and opposite sides that are not congruent. So if you look at the opposite side, the yellow to the blue. And then you have your three different parallelograms. So rectangle, square, and rhombus. We all know what a rectangle and a square is. Rectangle has 4 right angles. Square has 4 congruent sides and 4 right angles. And then a rhombus has just the 4 congruent sides. So all sides on that parallelogram are the same, which make it a rhombus. Okay, I'm going to try to make these videos short. So I'm already approaching 8 minutes here, so I want to get moving. But this is the first video, so I want to get you guys kind of used to what we're doing here. So for today and for today's assignment, basically all you are doing is going to be needing to classify the quadrilateral. So if I have, actually, you know what? I apologize. I don't want to do that. I actually have a shape thing. Okay, so, and I'm going to tell you that all 4 sides are equal. You can tell by this shape, even though I don't have the little corner boxes on it, you could tell that this is a square. It has 4 right angles and it has 4 congruent sides. So this is a square. Okay? How about number 2? Don't mind my shapes, and I'm working with a stylus here, so it's kind of difficult. Yep, don't like that. Sorry, guys. We'll just make it easy. about, we'll just do this. Okay. Now what would you classify as this shape? It looks like we have two pairs of congruent sides that are opposite each other, and I'm just going to assume these are parallel. When you're working in your textbook, you're going to have the little arrows. So with that being said, this would be a parallelogram. Okay, so for the assignment we have posted on Big Ideas today, again, you don't have to do these all on the days that I have specified, but it's a way that I kind of chunked the information for you. So if you work at the pace that I suggest, you would have no problem getting everything finished by Friday. If you wait till the last minute, then you're going to have a lot of work to do. So what I had assigned for Monday night is page 528, numbers 4 through 9. Okay, so not very many problems. And that's right on your Big Ideas app on Clever, just like we did for last week's assignment. Okay, I will come back tomorrow with another video. Thank you, and have a great day and have a great week.